everybody, it's Kulipup here again. I know you're going to see my face quite often today, and it's just because I have a few queries to get through and to, of course, post to everybody. This question comes from James Helms. James, this is for you. James asked me, what are your views on crime and how they punish criminals? Is there anything that can be done to make it so that there is no crime? Now, James says, my view is that they should let all of them out with a warning from now on. All crime is punishable by death. I think either two things would come of that. One, all of the people who break the law would be killed, and there would be not crime anymore. Or two, people would see that it is not worth their life to break the law because they know the punishment is severe, so they would simply stop breaking the law as no more crime. Sorry to everyone if you hate me for saying that. I speak what is on my mind. Firstly, James, I would like to say I thank you for speaking what is on your mind. I thank you for speaking what is in the truth of your heart at the time of you speaking it. When it comes to this development process, no information should be lost. No information should be hidden, occulted. What is on your mind should be spoken so that we can process it, so we can understand it and grow together. So I thank you for that, firstly. So, James, now, yes, you've said that crime is a really big one, right? Crime. How often do we hear that the crime rates are through the roof? And this doesn't matter whatever country you're in. You could be in the Americas, North America, South America, Europe, Asiatic countries, you know, Arctic countries. It doesn't matter, right? Hazel, you say, I think natural law already does the job. It does. However, Hazel, you are a very, very high frequency individual. This is going to be a question answered for the lower frequency individuals, so that is okay. So, if your viewpoint there, James, is to let every one of them out on with a warning, but then let all crimes be punishable by death. Okay. So, again, you think that people who break the law would be killed, so of course there wouldn't be no more people who broke the law. Or two, people would see that they would be fearful of breaking the law, so they would not break it, and thus crime would be finished. This is my viewpoint. I respect your viewpoint and opinion. However, I am going to give you my viewpoint since that is what was asked for. Personally, I would never ever wish anybody to be put to death because of a crime being broken. Now, that does in no way, shape, or form mean that I think criminals should go run and be free. However, let's bring it way, way back. Okay? This is just the surface. Let's go back. Firstly, I want you to think, who made the law? There cannot be a crime unless a law is been made. Okay? And then, if the law was made, who made that law? And why was that law made? Okay? That's what you have to think. I'm going to give you an example. If it was illegal to wear a red shirt, if it was illegal, nobody on earth could wear a red shirt, or in your country, red was just banned. Now, if you wear a red shirt, does that, well, technically, according to that law, that makes you a criminal. Should you be put to death for that? Of course not. That is completely nonsensical. If you've not hurt anybody, you've not hurt anybody. You have not taken from them. You have not caused them physical pain. Then why would they be criminals? What is there a need for a law? Right? I want you guys to also think, where did your laws come from? Who created these laws? Now, government creates laws. Right? Government creates all these laws that their citizens abide by. Who is in government? Well, it's the politicians. The politicians are in government. How many of the politicians follow the laws that they create? So, you have a politician who has created a law that says you cannot do such things. Oh, here's a good one. So, your government has said it is illegal. You cannot steal, which of course nobody wants you to steal. Nobody likes theft. So let's say you have a man or a woman, whoever, a person who is not wealthy and goes out and breaks into somebody's house and steals their TV. Okay? They steals. So, oh gosh, this person is a thief. He's a thief. Now, according to your viewpoint there, James, he would be put to death, or she would be put to death. This person would be put to death for stealing a TV. Now, let's look into who made the law. So firstly, it would have been a politician or a series of politicians within your government. How many of those politicians steal? They may not go into your home and steal a TV, but they'll steal your life force. Right? They will say that you have to work for how many hours of days in order to get the money that you're... Sorry. They'll say that you have to go bust your back. Don't be lazy. Go out and work. Minimum wage is at this level, right? Minimum wage is only like, what is it, like $6 in America or something ridiculously tiny like that? $6 an hour in America. It's like $13 an hour over in Canada. But anyway, so you have a politician who says, no, it is right that you only earn $13 an hour. That is the law. And well, that's the minimum amount an employer is able to pay you for it to be legal. Okay? So you have an individual who is following these laws but finds that they cannot afford to feed their family. They cannot afford proper medical or health care because they're sick. They cannot afford to live a life full of abundance and happiness and health. So what do? What do people when they're sick do and desperate? They go out and they commit crimes. Crimes that were only established because the politicians put them there. Crimes that the politicians put there that they can't follow themselves because they steal left, right, and center. How many politicians are literally like drug kingpins? How many of them literally rape women, are part of pedophilia rings, are literally are there to suck in whatever that they can? How many of them lobby for industries that poison the mass population, right? These are the people who are creating the laws. These are the people who are telling you that you cannot break these laws, but they break them all the time. But however, they want to send you to prison for it. So, according to what you've mentioned, this individual who stole the TV could be really down and out. Needs that TV to sell it so that they can literally just live for another day. Now, in my perspective, I would take that individual who stole that TV and I wouldn't say you need to die because you've done something wrong. I would say you need to be healed. You need to be well so that you can contribute better to society and its workings. Right? We look so far onto punishment. Punishment, punishment, punishment. You will pay for this. You will pay for it. But why? Why can't we go the route of avoidance, or let's not create the crime in the first place? If we are all to live within our hearts, if we are all to fulfill the purpose that we were brought here to fulfill, my purpose is to teach you. My purpose is to heal you. That's why everybody around me seems to be a healer, because I'm healing all the healers so that they can go heal you. That's my purpose. If I follow that purpose, I receive an abundance of energy back. I have no need to steal. I have no need to do anything because my belly is always full. There's always a roof over my head. And I have people around me that only love me. So if I'm well, why do I feel the need to go out and cause harm to another individual? I don't. I simply don't. So if you're well, if we focus on healing people, on the health of people, not only the physical health, but the mental health of an individual, then there literally is no crime, because when you are well, you have no urge to harm another individual. It is only if you are sick that you have the urge to harm another individual, right? Any other crime, right? What if somebody doesn't pay their taxes and they go to prison? Should they be put to death? Of course not. It's just money. It's paper. It's an illusion. It's not even real. Would you murder somebody over monopoly money? Of course not. It's stupid, right? So if you want people to stop breaking the law, let's get them out of this stupid system that creates crime. In Canada, because that's where I am, and I'm going to give you an example here. In Canada, prior to the legalization of cannabis, that you could only go to prison for, like, there was like only 8. I think there was only 8 laws against it. Like, so if you're caught with it or whatnot, so there was 8 laws against cannabis. Now they've legalized cannabis, but there's 45 offenses that can be made. 45. So that means there are now 45 new ways for you to go to prison for breaking this law that some politician who has no clue about healing or knowing what this beautiful and amazing plant does is now saying, well, no, we've made it law, so now you are a criminal. It doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical. So, let's not have any laws. Let's be a lawless society. And let's focus on healing people, making sure they're well, making sure that they are eating the right foods, that their body is not sick, that their mind, they're not being programmed and indoctrinated within a shitty school system to simply grow up and earn money. That's the idea of people. You go to school to go get a good job, to go work for somebody else. You're not taught to be independent. You're not taught to be well in yourself, well in your heart, well in your mind, so that you can be better, so that you can fulfill your purpose, so that you can find and fulfill your purpose. No, you're not taught that. You're taught to follow orders. So of course, when you're an adult and you find that the system that you are in doesn't accommodate anything besides servitude, there are many who will rebel against this. And they are automatically looked at as criminal because of it. And it's false. And by the way, if you're just like, James, if you're going to be like, oh, well, what do we do with murderers and rapists and those kinds of people, right? This is what I'm saying though. If you're healthy as a human being, if you are healthy and you are well, there is not a need or a want or a desire to go and murder another individual. There isn't. Think of all the people who are murderers right now. What kind of psychological issues have they been born or bred with? How many murderers are people who have been either raised with neglect as children, who have been raised within violence, already within violence, seeing it, participating in it from a young age? How many people who murder people through frustration? Because a lot of people get murdered not by people randomly on the street. Well, a lot of people are murdered by government and industry, but that's another story. But if you want to think of people who are murdered, it's normally the people closest to you that do the murdering. Spouses murder each other, right? All the time because they are unhappy in their marriage. They're unhappy. They're sick in their mind. People who go out and rape other individuals, man or woman, it doesn't matter. This strong sexual desire is a need for control, because how many of them are sick because they have lack of control in their mind and they cannot sort these feelings out. So because they do not have control of their mind, they act on impulse. Some of them are premeditative. Of course they are. Some of them. But again, acting on illness, on negativity. If your body is well, your mind is well. When your mind is well, you make better decisions. Just the same way that if you see a cliff and you're a healthy individual, you know that if you walk off that cliff, you're probably going to die. So what do? You avoid the cliff. You don't go near the cliff because you're healthy. However, if you're sick, if you're drunk, if you've got dementia, if your mind isn't working properly, then you're not going to notice that cliff, are you? You're going to walk right to it and you're going to walk right off of it, and then bad things are going to happen. So, to stop us all from walking off that cliff, we need to be well in our minds. And we also need to stop following stupid laws that stupid politicians make who cannot even bloody well follow the laws themselves. Right? It's like, to follow a law from a politician that cannot follow a law themselves is to literally try to cheat off. It's like being in school and cheating off a test from somebody who you know doesn't know anything about the subject. So of course you're going to fail, right? Change your mindset. Change your mindset. Stop. Look, the laws in your country, wherever you are, the laws in your country, if they don't make sense, don't follow them. Simple as that. There are so many laws in the country that I'm in. I don't follow them. You know? Why? Because I'm not out to harm anybody. That's simply it. I don't have to be told not to murder somebody because I have no desire to murder anybody. I do not have to be told not to rape somebody or molest a child because I don't want to. I don't have to be told not to steal something because I have all of the abundance I need and I don't want to. Right? I'm well. I'm healed. My mind is proper. My mind is open. You don't need to commit a crime if there's no need there. So if there is a need, we need to look at the base problem first. We got to look at the base. Stop putting band-aids over things. Stop looking at the consequences, right? You know, oh, if you murder this person, you're going to go to prison. Or if you murder this person, or if you commit a crime, you're going to be put to death. Well, that's a consequence out of fear. That's just a consequence out of fear, right? I would much rather, instead of dishing out a punishment for a crime that has been committed, I would simply rather not have the crime be committed in the first place. Because I'm focusing on the internal wellness, the internal peace that we all have. That's what I'm focusing on, right? So anyway, that is my response for you there, James. I hope that helps. I know I have a lot of other individuals who are commenting. I thank you for joining me. Sorry, Johan, you say people defend the system and believe the justice to compensate their frustration or fear. Exactly. Exactly. Defense of a system that is nonsensical is defense of idiocy. If you are defending the system that keeps you in a place of servitude, of fear, of I can't do this because of the consequence, that is not freedom. That is not happiness. That is slavery. That is servitude. That is duress. Your government has you under duress. You know, don't do this or else we will do that. That is duress. Right? However, you will notice that they create a lot of the situations that cause people to make crimes. It's idiocy. It's nonsensical. Simply stop following it. Just don't follow it. That's all I can say. Alrighty. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.